Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to the 2nd of July. And this is on the side of the trolley. Hong Kong celebrating 25 years from the handover. The British handed over the territory. Now this is Lisbon, Portugal. But that's how the Chinese, they have, how did this get on a trolley in Lisbon, Portugal? I mean, holy cow. I was very surprised to see that. That's some marketing, huh? They're celebrating, the Chinese Communist Party is celebrating the handover 25 years ago. And they've got it on the side of the trolley in Lisbon, Portugal. So that's amazing. Amazing to me anyway. So we're at a very special place today. I think you're going to enjoy it. I hope you like the videos from the trolley. There was a lot of noise, a lot of wind, and that's why I did not take the time to speak. And if I did speak, it was only for a couple of seconds while while the trolley was stopped. And here it is. This is where we're going. This could be a two-parter. I'm going to find this very interesting. I was here earlier, but the leaf blowers were going off. One leaf blower, and I can't present a video with a leaf blower going off. So here we are. Okay, let's go. We're going to start off in the chapel. This is a cemetery. And there is some very, very interesting mausoleums here. That was the tram stop, 28, the roundabout. That's where I started the video inside the tram. I hope you enjoyed it and that the images were decently okay, or perhaps okay. I know the sound is horrible, but I can't control everything. Okay, let's go in here and show you some very interesting. This church, I think, is like from 1865 or something like that. Hello. And here we are. What a chapel, huh? What a chapel. And this is the chapel for the cemetery. And this is some vintage work here. What does it say? This is recreation of the chamber belonging to the cemetery's administrator through the various objects utilized in the secretariats of Lisbon municipal cemeteries along different eras, and are now part of the assets of the Preserve Cemetery Center. There it is. There it is, English at the bottom. And I found this to be kind of interesting. Back in the day, look at the typewriter, look at the telephone. Items on the desk. Look at that telephone. they say all the people that are retired from AT&T, when they retire, they get their own payphone. But payphones went out of style in the United States, so instead of giving the retirees a payphone, they gave them each, I think it was $1.5 million, plus whatever pension that they accrued. If you know anybody that works or had worked for AT&T, they're millionaires. Look at the old chairs. Let me see if I can get some more good work over here. Those are some of the mass cards of the deceased. Some of the personnel at the time. Look what's on the shelf. I can't even identify some of that stuff. Some ink blotters, some rubber stamps, some ink for the rubber stamps, hat, some logs, some records, and some books. There's the Cemiterio logo. Look at the old typewriter, an Imperial. Outstanding. And somebody worked in here and took calls, did what they had to do to service the people who were going to intern themselves or their family members here. Just beautiful. Okay, let's go out and look at some interesting mausoleums, if I would say so myself. It's just another beautiful day. Beautiful day today, July 2nd. And I'm just gonna walk randomly. Now, most of the nomenclature I will not be able to read, so this is more or less just so you get an idea of the massive tombs here. Now, apparently it's right under the flight path. And but that doesn't matter because these people will not hear it. So I'm just gonna try to try to move along. Just try to show you the ones that strike me. They're kind of bunched together, aren't they? But this is what I'm talking about. Just look at the way Menandez and look at the size of them. Just huge. But back in the day, how much could concrete be? This one looks like it's open. I've never seen one open before. Wow. So you can put your whole family and relatives in here. I hope you don't find this morbid. I don't. It's just part of life. And all aspects of life, I think, are interesting. I have some items of interest I want to go over today as well as I walk through the cemetery. Just trying to hold this steady. In 1881, since we're in the cemetery, I'll keep the subject to assassination and death, I guess. 1881, U.S. President James Garfield was shot on today's date. And, wow, look at that. I gotta walk down there. I just don't wanna. He was shot by a political opponent. And in those days, the medical and the medicine was it was just below the standard of care we know today. And in those days, they didn't know anything about infection, dirty hands. That's why today's surgeons and doctors repeatedly scrub before and after, because they didn't know about that in those days, 1881. And they were poking in there to try to find the bullet. And they were poking around, and they had everybody poking around. They even had what was his name? Alexander Graham Bell's metal detector, and they had that thing poking in there and doing all sorts of, you know, just infecting him. And he died several weeks later. He was the last president of the United States to be born in a log cabin. He was a Republican. He started off in the family's farm, and then he got a job. Let me peek around this corner over here. Look at the size of these. Just too many. I'm just gonna try to show you as much as I can show you with the time that I have. Geez, what is this one over here? My God, look at the size of this one. Is that one person's house? Let me swing around. He was the last president of the United States to be born in a log cabin. And then he got a job on the river with the mules, pulling barges and ships across the river. And he didn't know how to swim, and he got malaria a few times from falling in the water. Now this guy, just bring money. Just bring money. Look at this. I'm gonna have to swing around and come back around. It's gated off on this side. So they were digging around looking for the bullet. In those days, they wanted to remove the bullet at all costs, where today, sometimes it's safer to leave a bullet lodged in somebody's body if it's not gonna hurt anything, unless you try to dig it out and do more damage than the actual lodged bullet. So he died. Not today's date, but no doubt that gentleman was pretty important. whoever he was. Barrel-chested, no pot belly. Very good. It's good to be in shape. It's good to be able to tie your shoelaces, put your socks on without crossing your legs. He was 50 years old when he died, James Garfield. And I don't know why people can't swim. You know, I don't know how to swim, but I just started moving my arms and my legs, and before you know it, I wasn't sinking. But there are people that just, I guess, I don't know, there are just some mysteries of the world that no one will ever be able to figure out why you can't swim. It just makes sense. If the motor on the boat is running and the propeller's turning, the boat is going to go. And if your arms are moving and your legs are kicking, the body should just go. There's some more wood that fell down here. There's the remnants of the cross. I think that would say in the company of Jesus or Jesus, or Jesus. And let's just move along. We'll come around and see if we can get inside here. That's where we were before. In 1937, Amelia Earhart's aircraft disappeared in the Pacific. She was never seen again. Some think the Aborigines or the island people got her and made soup out of her. And what a brave woman to do that. She should have just kept... Here comes another plane. That looks like the plane. That looks like the plane that I flew in on. It looks like a 767 Boeing type. Delta is the airline I flew in on from Boston, and that was the plane. Well, I don't know if that was the plane, but that was the model. So Amelia Earhart disappeared, and everybody was very upset because she was, well, she was a hero. Now look at this. Holy cow. God, you can't even get close. Now, this guy must have had some money, huh? Jeez, look at this. Holy cow. She should have just played soccer. It would be a lot safer. Most could happen to you is maybe you get a bump on your head from heading the ball or twist an ankle. But she wanted to fly airplanes, and she loved flying airplanes. And that's what she did. And she was never seen again. She wanted to be the first solo, I guess, woman / soccer player to do that. Oh, I don't see if you can see that with the sun. So this guy was something else. Oh my God. Look at this. There he is up there. If you guys can read this Portuguese, you'll find out who this gentleman or woman was. Just keep mixing cement. God, look at this. It's even got a sunlight. Some lesser graves over here. That's where we were before. What do I got for a time? Coming up on 20 minutes. We'll just walk it back. Matching sun. The other side. Amelia was 39 years old when she disappeared. I doubt personally if anybody got a hold of her and made soup out of her. If she had problems with her airplane over the Pacific, the chances are landing that plane safely and surviving. Like that Tom Hanks. In Castaway. I think, oh look, there's more graves over here. More modest graves. All along here. So we'll go back out the closed gate. "1997, James Stewart, the famous Hollywood actor, passed away." You want to guess how old he was? 89. 89 years old. And I guess Tom Hanks replaced him. I guess Tom Hanks is the James Stewart of, here's another open. Now, I don't know whether this is, I don't know what this is. Why would these be open? I've never seen them open before. But it looks like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It looks like a small child. They are doing tours here. So whether that's open for the tours, why that would be open, it's kind of sacrilegious to have that open like that. I'll take it this is a Catholic cemetery by all the crucifix. James Stewart, dead at 89 on today's date, 1997. Amelia Earhart disappeared in 1937. And U.S. President James Garfield was shot in 1881. Look at this one. This one looks fairly new, huh? Yeah. Nice. There's that leaf blow I heard this morning. So it is on the grounds. Hopefully we can stay away from it for the remainder of this presentation. And in 2016, Romanian-born Jewish writer Elie Wiesel, he won a Nobel Peace Prize, and he was 87. And he was quite an author. I recall reading one of his volumes, but I don't recall it that well. There's a little cat right there. Anyway, he wrote about the European prejudice and disintegration of the Jewish people in Europe during World War II. And here's one with a glass door. So I think that's nice that you can see in there. It just gives you a nice feeling, you know? Just not a big fan of being buried or cremated, I'm telling you. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it looks like 5 on top. What about up here? Look at that. So you can rest in eternity with your loved ones. How nice is that? So we lost some notable people today on this date, although the President Garfield, as I said earlier, died several weeks later, I think in August. That leaf blower is still going. I'm sorry about that. But you could spend 100 years here and still trying to get the leaf blower to be quiet, and it would never happen. Looks like another well-heeled gentleman or family member. Look at that one, huh? Very nice. 25 minutes already. One of these look like cedar trees. There's another one that's open. What do we got over here? Looks like 1, 2, can't tell. At least 2 on the left. And wow, one way up top, smaller one, and 3 below that. Gee whiz. I was afraid that, I was hoping the leaf blower was all over. I took that tram ride, hoping that by the time I got back to the cemetery, the leaf blower activity would be over. Every Thursday where I live in California, you can hear them. For not a long time, but you can hear them at this certain residence across the way. It's condominium complex. Now this guy must have been a woodworker. Look at this. Is this beautiful or what? He's got his tools and his files and his clamps, his box saw and his planer. That is unique. This is what is so special about this place. 1992. Look at this poor gentleman. Must have been involved in a terrible diagnosis or perhaps an accident, I guess. The leaf blower is off now, but look at this one. He's got his files and his planers. He's got his trim. God, it's all in marble. It's all in marble. This guy must have been real good. Jeez, that's beautiful. So if you haven't been keeping up with the videos, I'm in Lisbon, Portugal. And I am very, very impressed. I'm very glad that I picked this destination. And I caught the garbage truck taking the bins underneath, but I missed it. I caught the tail end of it. You saw the hook, but I wanted you to see the whole process. I saw a little bit of the process before I was able to. There's the leaf blower right there. He's taking a break. It's just fascinating. Everybody, all the restaurants and all the bars and all the whatnot, they bring their recyclables to that central location, and each corner or each sector of the city has its own. And they throw it all in. And then they come along with that garbage truck with the big hook and the crane, and they open up that big door on each of the receptacles, and they pull it out. Got a real treat for you coming up. I see what looks like, it looks like the Golden Gate Bridge. Wow, look at that one over there. I like it when they put the statue of the deceased. I mean, that's keeping up with the Joneses. When you can do that, I mean, you gotta hire the artist, you gotta approve his work. Maybe it's done before the gentleman passes away. Now the bush is over it. Scenario loose. Holy cow, this guy must have been, maybe he owned a few franchises. And there he is. See it? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Planet Earth, a very fascinating place. If you're into it, if you're into your own life, your own existence, your only place here, there's no other place like it. There's no other place like it. Yep, there's the Golden Gate Bridge. So hopefully as we round the bend. But the bridge is not in San Francisco. As I mentioned in earlier videos, you will not see anybody jumping to their death here. Just all piled together. There's a little area off to the side. Now tonight I'm going to go on a tour. They're going to take us a little sightseeing. We're going to see the 25th, the April 25th, I believe, bridge right in front of us. We're going to go see traditional music. We're going to have a traditional dinner, and they're going to take us around. I have to meet the bus at 7 p.m. walking distance from my hotel, Gray Line. And I think it's over around 10 p.m. or something like that. But all the prices are very affordable here, the food. So a lot of people want to know how I travel. I travel with Travelocity. They all have different names, but a lot of them are the same company. I book on Travelocity, but the hotel clerk says it's another company. There it is. Trying to keep this camera as steady as I can be. I held on with two hands on the tram. The last thing I wanted was to lose this phone. That would really, it would just really have an impact, a negative impact on this trip, or any trip for that matter. So I go on Travelocity and I just punch in where I want to go and just pick the cheapest flight you can find. That's what I do. Of course, I'm not on a schedule or a time frame, so I can make connections if I have to. I don't need to have a non-stop. And they're pretty good at it. It replaces the days of a travel agent. Just like the computers and the iPhones have replaced phone books. Everybody's contacts with direct messaging and Facebook and Line and WhatsApp. Now, if you don't know about WhatsApp, it's an app and it's free. They say that's what the king of Saudi Arabia, LBJ or whatever they call him, the guy that chopped up journalist, and Kushner, that's how they communicated on WhatsApp. It's encrypted. So I guess you can use bad words and nobody will know. Or scheme bad schemes. And nobody will know. Here comes another plane. Let's see if we can get a little beat on this one. So it's called WhatsApp, and it really is a wonderful app because you can put anybody from all over the world. You can scroll down and pick the country. Let's say the person's from Spain. You hit Spain, then it gives you automatically gives you the country code. Put their number in the contacts, and you can talk to somebody in Switzerland. You can talk to somebody in Spain. You can talk to somebody in Egypt. You can talk to somebody anywhere you want, as long as the person you're talking to has the app as well. And it's called WhatsApp or What's Up. You'll figure it out. If I can figure it out, you can figure it out. Here's another one with a window. Just beautiful. It's peaceful. I mean, it's just better than getting thrown in a ditch, right? Let's go over here and see if I can give you another nice view of the Golden Gate Bridge in Lisbon. It just keeps going. Some apartment blocks. When I get back to the States, I'll be interested to find out. Well, maybe I can find out while I'm here what it's going to cost to live here. You know, if you can afford to live in Los Angeles or New York, even Austin is getting really pricey. It's my opinion you can afford to live anywhere in the world. What could be more expensive than New York City, Los Angeles, Austin, Miami? They really had nice mustaches back then. I don't know why you don't see a lot of mustaches like that today. I guess guess we'll walk down here. 40 minutes. So people are starting to get crazy. What is this one? Oh my word, look at this. This is little coffins. Not coffins, I'm sorry. They're called, the woman I used to work with used to be a mortician. And she said the right terminology. I think I'll make a left. The right terminology is not coffin, it's casket. Just like it's not a boat, it's a ship. Nomenclature is very important. I'm not a flight stewardess. I'm a flight attendant. Whoa, look at this one. Holy cow. There's a real nice one over here. Just amazing. You could get lost in here. Look at over here. You wouldn't find a vampire in here, that's for sure. Here's one with the glass broken. And we've got, looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at this one. Gee whiz. Again, just bring money. Just bring money. But when you got it, you got it. Look at this. It's like a little church. It's even got a back door. That's beautiful. Here's another. Look at it. Just keeps going. Oh, wow. Look at this. Another one you can see in. How nice is that? I'd like one that you could see in, too. What have we got on this one? Looks like one on the top, one. We got a space for somebody else. Can you see that? And we got, I don't know if you can see it with the reflection. You got one over here on the left, one. Look at the beautiful caskets, yeah. You've got one on the bottom, way in the bottom. A couple of, I don't know if you can see it with the glare. And you've got 1, 2, 3, looks like 4 on this side. And a little kneeler. Jeez. And somebody. See, you can keep up with the Joneses even in death. You know? Wow. Gee whiz. Holy cow. Look at this. This has got windows too. You can go in there and the family can go in there and they can pray. They got a nice chair to sit down on. And you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. With a light shining through the window. How nice is that? See, this is the window. It lets the light in. I bet there's some, I saw some people, they were looking at a book, and look at this little altar here with the stained glass. Oh my God, come on, beautiful. I mean, this is better than a Ferrari any day, because this is forever, till I guess the nuclear annihilation of the world. God. So I saw a couple of people looking at a book, so I bet there are books that will tell you where particular graves are, but I doubt if we would know any of them. Look at these magnificent trees. Wow. What have I got? 46 minutes. Well, it's for people who are interested in this kind of thing. It's fascinating to those people, and the people that don't like it will just, as they say, move on. But I'm not ready to close it yet because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side, the right side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on that side. Whole families. You can't see it with the reflection. You might be able to see a little bit, but the reflection is really... That's why the sun is such a problem. I mean, the sun is great, sunny days are great, but you gotta watch the glare, you gotta watch the sunburn, you gotta watch everything, and it's glare left and right. It's like, if it's overcast and cloudy and you can just really see everything that needs to be seen without this sun just reflecting off everything. Light is so important. Look, can you see that one? 1, 2. That's why it's such a pain in the neck to make a movie, or lighting is like, come on, do we have the right lighting? If you watch a movie with bad lighting, it's like it'll drive you crazy. There's another one you can look in, see the casket. Casket, that's right. I almost said coffin. Portuguese seagulls. And here's the markings. You can look on the book and see where you're at. See who you're dealing with. All right, I'm gonna walk back towards the entrance. You're welcome to come with us. Or come with me. Carlos Esteves Fernandez. Esteves Fernandez. Got a lot to say today. All right, let's go over here. That's a big one. Let's go over here. I see something large over here. This could be first place over here. Well, I think we saw first place. It was the pyramid. But this one is a close second, I guess. My word. I don't think we saw this one yet, did we? These little houses. Jeez. Just little houses. Let's go around here to the left. Here's a little circle here. Oh my word. This guy wanted to make a statement. Well, he probably didn't want to give the money to his grandson or granddaughter, or his sons and daughters. They were probably clowns. He put all the money into his final resting place. You know, it'd be hard to give money, inheritance to people that were less than nice people, or people that didn't have any empathy for other people. Look at this one. This one looks like a little Asian motif going on. Hante Masantiu. Yuko Suki. Maybe I can get some dates off here at least. You can hardly read them. When you can't read them, it's no, you know, it's pre a lot of things. Here's another stained glass. But these are places, and if you have cemeteries in your hometown, you all do. You don't have to go there I mean, you can treat them as a park. You can go there and you can just sit, you can contemplate your existence, you can meditate, you can say prayers, or you can just get away from the city life or wherever you live, the cars and the noise, the traffic, the leaf blowers. Thank God the leaf blowers stopped. And there's another one, looks like it's been damaged. I'm not gonna go over there. Look at this one, it's got the curtain pulled back to let the light in. I wonder if you could rent one of these from somebody. Say, hey, you know, I really don't have enough money for one of these myself. There's a picture of the woman. 1, 2, maybe a mom and dad. They don't have any numbers, just the names. In America, they have born and deceased dates. Here's another one you could look in. And they have a little chair for meditation. A beautiful altar. I don't know if you can see it with this glare. You just come in here, you turn the key, and you can meditate. You can do it on a rainy day. You can do it on a cold day where you don't have to be outside. But you got to be, in order to sit in a cemetery and think and meditate and do whatever you do. I know a lot of people are saying, well, you know, I don't have time for that. And it's true. I don't think I've ever done it. I've walked through cemeteries, but I never really spent a lot of time in them. I'm just saying it would be nice, and it's something, or it's some place that's available to everyone, because everyone has a cemetery nearby. Here's another beautiful, look at that beautiful casket. I'm seeing myself in the reflection. It's the sun again, what can you do? Like some more modest ones over here. I'll just keep pressing on this way. You listen to the birds and you just walk around. And you're burning calories. And you're just slowing down. You're just slowing everything down. Breathe. Just breathe. Those beautiful caskets. I can't see it. They say the proper way to breathe is when you breathe, you pull in that air till it hits the bottom of your belly. And that's a good, a good breath, because we don't take the time to breathe because it's involuntary, and we just We just don't take the time to breathe correctly. You know, this is like the opposite of the Indian custom, you know, over in India, where they cremate with wood. And then they set it on fire. And then they throw the ashes into the river. And then you have this. So everybody's got different culture, different traditions. That's a nice shot. Now this guy, I guess, was a longshoreman, maybe. Was he a longshoreman? Was he a doctor? Maybe he was a ship doctor. Maybe he was a doctor in the military with that anchor. It looks like the medical sign in the middle with the snake. And then the anchor, so your guess is as good as mine. But his is nice too. Here's some shade here. Maybe you'll be able to see. All right, let's move along. Porsche. 18 Queen Sam 32. Porsche. Hello. Beautiful. Wow, look at that one. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Go ahead. No one's going to bother you. Now, what happened to this one? This one was sealed up with some, looks like some sheet metal. So that might be the family. That might be the family in the Porsche that's fixing all the flowers and everything. Why would they park the Porsche so far away? Who knows? Here's a nice little simple one. Look at this one. Looks like a little sauna. All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up soon. Are you still with us? 1 hour, coming up on an hour. 1 minute to an hour. See how nice and quiet it is in here? When the planes aren't taking off and the leaf blower's not going off. And I'm not talking. This is a walk and talk. Look at all the people in here. Jeez. Yeah, I'm just gonna follow this all the way out and close out where we started. I think you've seen quite a bit. Yeah, look at that big one over there. In a perfect world, all your airlines would have their own airport. If you were flying Delta, you'd go to the Delta. If you got connections, that's your problem. All the flights for American Airlines would be at an American terminal, at an American airport. See, that's the problem with airports. You got everybody and their mother flying out of the same location. In a perfect world, of course. Every airline would have their own airport, airfield. And you'd go there and you'd just get in the plane and the plane would take off and that would be the end of it. Let's just walk here in the shade and then I'll come around. We'll be at the chapel where we started and I'll end it. See how nice the shade is? Look at that. Without the glare and without the sun. I mean, I like sunny days. Everybody does. But I do not mind overcast. I love it when the sun peeks behind the clouds and you get a little respite. Each one is different. That's what a good neighborhood is, right? When all the houses are different. Look at this, just beautiful under these big cedars. Are they cedars? I can never keep track of the different kind of trees. You know, I know like the simple ones, maple tree, pine tree. Oh, look at this one. Palm tree. Apple tree. If I see an apple, I know it's an apple tree. Oak trees are pretty good. You can tell by the leaves. A lot of these other varieties, you just... This might be a placeholder. This could be the top 5 over here. What do you say? It's gonna fit the whole family in there. The whole family. It's beautiful. What does it say? I'm not sure. Unbelievable. You know, today when I was on the tram, if I had done that in America, man, I would have been beat up bad. There were people been pounding me. They would have taken turns pounding me. Don't you film me. Get that camera off me. Don't you. Who cares? Who cares? You're all tourists. You're all only here for a short time. What are you worrying about? All right, I'm gonna close it off here. I'll go back in the chapel. See, they got the ramp, so when they have the mass for the deceased, they can go right up that ramp with the casket. Maybe this will help you find out where we are. Okay, I'm gonna end it here. I hope you enjoyed this walk and talk, and rest in peace, the actor Stewart and Amelia. and Garfield and Ellie.